Right, it's 8 minutes past 3 p.m. right here on Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja. In November, welcome to have a great time listening to us all day prior to what's happening Abuja side. And right now it's time for us to get into hat for 7 o'clock. We've got various conversations today, so get ready. Have a great time and and your opinions. You can watch us on YouTube and Facebook, Nigeria Info Abuja, and that's 7 of its football frenzy team update I need until 10. How's your Tuesday been so far? Exciting, extra sunny. I'm going to describe it as, but it's too much, and I hope finding ways to stay hydrated and stay away from the sun. And if you use an umbrella or one screen, if you have to be under the sun because it's really hot out there. Let's get into the roundtable right now. We'll go through the round big stories making the rounds today in Nigeria till 10. At that time, we have a sponsored club. We'll move to another conversation. That's 6. But get started. The witness report and situation update. Something fancy, or at least you're paying attention. Yeah. So you can share something every today. No traffic whatsoever. Because rain light, it made going to part of city a little bit difficult. Well, not difficult. So ensure that hopefully it doesn't rain, even though we've got warnings of rain in some parts of the country. It's a bit weird, but yeah. Mr. Chuks is right here with me today. He's our guest, director of the Authority newspaper, and I want to ask him to hang up. By the way, I found money in my pocket. I realized myself, like, wait a minute, free money. I need something to pay the minute because it's using free money.
Yes.
What have you been here?
Good afternoon, my brother. Yeah, good afternoon. Very, very good.
What's the secret?
Every day, life it's when I wake up each day, I'm so grateful.
Okay.
Because life itself is the biggest gift.
You think that's the secret?
Yeah, that's the secret.
Okay. People, try that. Let us know how that's working out for you. We'll get into the roundtable now. It's 11 minutes past 3. And Peter had his conference yesterday, just like his media count a couple of weeks ago, sharing his thoughts about the Supreme Court ruling and maybe plans for the as well as what 2027. Now, a lot of stakeholders, not so fan, have complained about the fact that don't have a credible, viable opposition with the government accountable. But it's as though he's ready to that role, and we'll get into a bit of detail and get your read to that. So he shared a couple of things about the Apex Court exhibiting the public opinion in affirming the election, waiting for a 5-year rotational policy. He also spoke about purchase of the yacht amid the multi-dimensional act of insensitivity, and he says insisted on the judicial pronouncement being based on the precedent rule of law, and a couple of shifts as to what the president, is saying to what will be accused the presidential candidate of running court cases, not one opinion, and all of the back and forth that you get when one party speaks about their thoughts about certain things. But the presidential candidate of the Labour Party at the presidential election, Mr. Itodo, yesterday reacted with judgment that affirmed Mr. Watson's precedent, saying having exhausted and constitutional remedies of the vote of his heart, this end is only another beginning in quest for the of the heart of the common man for a better country. And Obi slammed the Apex Court, saying set aside critical legal issues and to start being a version to public opinion. He later told journalists that the Tinubu man purchased SUVs for non-members and planned inclusion of a yacht in the time when majority of Nigerians faced by need was a demonstration of creativity. Now the presidency have contested needed to explain what was behind of that yacht. Now, in his action, the presidency yesterday warned Obi against an aspersion on the Supreme Court and over his defeat at the last election. The ruling APC's Obi's inability to distinguish between public opinion and reality means on doing during the electioneering season. Let's get your initial reactions to this. I think that both major oppositions have spoken up to this, bid to ensure that the ruling parties that they're being watched, and when certain decisions are made to the benefit of Nigerians.
I'm going to take back to 2015. A major member of the Federation Administration Party, the APC, former governor of Kaduna State, FI, he made the urban relation, said that the job of the opposition is not to clap for power, but in fact that even when the government in power has done good, he would say that they've not done good. They've not done the good. Because it's just a pinch in the position of your. And now that he's in driver's seat, he doesn't want to have such aggressive. And if you remember very well, 2050, even every at the time that he was number 3 on Jonathan's hit list, he was tipped off, eliminated. Several stories. Lai Mohammed was every video, he was on TV, he was gracing the cover of magazines and newspapers. Every Jonathan did that. Even when the dollar hit 160 at the time, it was like, wow, that the government has done this and stuff. So. There's a saying that people are deemed innocent until proven. But as things stand, just like if you go to police, they say it all. When you go to, every before the police, every citizen is a suspect. Every citizen, you have to prove yourself innocent because you want to leave because they said it all. Husband, their wives, fathers, their children, themselves, and demanding answer from family members, all issues that when you continue, it leaves you with little or no option.
But what is the right way to be opposition? How opposition typically act to the government, the ruling party, accountable to lyrics? And while they're being opposition, how Nigerians also make the leader accountable? Because it has, once the election cycle season is over, some people, majority, seem relaxed, wait for the next circle in the hope that they're teaching a lesson to whoever is not able to deliver on the promised timeline.
But the problem is that I was somewhere last weekend, yeah, and just came up and picked up somebody. People were clapping, but they were egging on the soldiers. Good for them. Expectations are very, very low.
All the reason first.
No. They said there were people who are going to remove it from those what they call this after
the task force.
Yes, task force. Yeah. And then you see, we don't have that. We don't want others to observe that this man is oppressing, seemingly oppressed, and so are beating him up, and they are very happy. It tells us what the stance of our perception of human rights, our expectation of public holders very, very low. Like somebody who is living in Maba, becomes minister, and 3 months later he still lives in Maraba. You see, because we're expecting to have stealing money to have moved on to Asokoro or to Maitamba.
No, but if you win an election, you would have enough of your residents. You're
no, you don't have residents. It's not that. You're supposed to, if you actually build houses for our representatives, because the problem is you're maintaining every 4 years. The money you spend on maintaining this, you somehow need to renovate the villa. Because I want to buy new ones. Once I come up with this idea of let's what they call it, loan ties. So I think I said the vice president, everyone, the chief, every other person staying. So we pay.
But we don't see that happening with different apartments and locations.
No, their own money. Their own money.
Is it really?
No, I said their own money is quote unquote.
Okay.
I told you that's what people will pay. No, guy, you can't live here. No, I can't live here. No. So they want to move to this quote unquote. So that's the problem. People expect. Sometimes we even tell those who shouldn't have too much. I would leave and turn, wait for your turn. Wait, like aside want to wait for that. It's their own time to chop, turn by turn. So I think democracy is very alien. It's like when you see the white lady, you open the door. If you own the door, woman in this part of the world, say, this man a woman. You cannot do that in front of your friends or
even if she's your wife and you're trying to be romantic.
And you open the door for your I said that man, now. So culture, like if you wait and you start the restaurant, the waiter waits there until you tip him. But it doesn't happen here. So that's their call, and this is our call. So democracy is still something we're learning. We'll learn in 25 years.
You know how long it will be?
It's tragic, but that's the truth. See, everybody then becomes father. Becomes baba, uncle, leader, and that's it. So it's still very alien to all them. We accept even the opposition because it's simple. If there's no politics or ideology to begin with, I can have a handful of those who are APP and then move to ACN who are now APP party. And some of them become zoning. I guess that's why people like Domela, I'm sorry to mention name, was the PDP flag in Kogi State. He was in HDP platform. He moved to ACN, in APC. And then because he came back to PDP. So people request for relevance. Because if you go to Central District, for instance, like three LGs, okay, say you have 6 LGs that make up a fair constituency. So this person has a rep for 4 years. Tend to forget that lawmaking is like you have to learn the ropes. So something very good lawmen, these people, these are time. So Yankee more has. So man too has been young of. Those that has something to offer, quote and unquote, then this party will not give him ticket on account of zoning. He moved to another party. This later as the fresh as him, I'm new. So
what about party ideologies and away from Nigerians to each party stands for? Because the back and forth movement is how what a party believes in, what the people who are moving back actually believe in. Because it's able to establish that ideology, it would be important if a person sticks to their party, whether or not they're able to lead that party. But then again, we this back and forth at a good time, then establish what they're about and stick to what they believe in. But let's also have you on the thought he shared with the presidential candidate about advocating for rotational presidency around the state zones. Now, while he's saying 5, a couple of said 6 years, do you think that'll make it in terms of how Nigeria progresses, where the president is made to serve 1 term, either 5 or 6 years? This is the first time that this call for elongation of tenure in a single tenure. So, what does that mean?
If every issue on earth has got these problems, then I think like those days, I think even before the dawn of this dispensation, there was this argument to the presidency. Basically, also it's the essence of zoning. Sometimes you zone from Anambra State. We have Igalas in Anambra State. So if you zone the president to Southeast, for instance, and Igalas in Anambra State, we will never get a chance to the president. No, these are the issues. So it's how the win takes all. People have said that if you allow for a single term of 5 or 6 years, man feels that the man who's there feels that they want to look forward to, wants content to look forward to. So he can have very, very nasty. If I'm not coming back.
It can work either way.
Yes, it can be good and it can be bad. It can be bad. Like sometimes like people when they have children and when people have children who are eligible for marriage, So they tend to attend other people's marriage weddings because feel that it's own turn. Exactly. Because it's part of the world. If you don't attend people's functions, when it's your own turn to assist marriage.
That's the belief. You could try not. Let me hold you on that thought. Rachel, you can join the conversation via YouTube and Facebook Live at Nigeria Info Abuja. Also share your thoughts on the WhatsApp platform 089993037.
This is the Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Hi everyone, my name is Chuks. That's the name of game, but you can always call me Vocal Man. I'm the host of Side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Takes place every day 2 p.m. But we get to have all of the conversations. If your day is long and blue, well, not anymore. Because I'm here to make it all light and sunny for you. So it's education. Don't want to miss out.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm host of HAT, and I bring you the best stories driving conversation every day here on 95.1 Nigeria Info. HAT, I will get your opinion and conjectures, but cannot dispute. Here, HAT.
Nothing great news like news. Trust me, can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Cry from 5 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.2, and I'm Femi D. I'm there. In the discussion around now politics every day, in a way that's trustworthy, who are cover the biggest politics and systematic. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
This is Nigeria Info.
Day, hello, I'm good. Thank you for asking as well. And hello to Sabi Boy in Kuchi Bena. It's the 7th day, and I still have gotten money after being verified. The government should do something to ship no tariff for 2 months, is what Sabi Boy is saying. We'll get to some of your thoughts shortly. WhatsApp it is 080999013. Also send a message on and YouTube. Simply comment at Info Abuja with your comments shortly. But Mr. Chuks is still here, and he's our guest for today's on that thought, and move on to the next story. We're sharing about the fact that that's rotating among the regions.
Yes, it's not about rotation. It's about service delivery, because there are those who have had governors in the past, and if you're able to deliver, and there's so much pressure, because if you did 6 single time 6 years, so 20 years, it's going to take 6 years for a particular zone
back to the beginning.
To go back
That's
to
a long time.
And then if you also check, so and you could have someone who decides to be nice, who decides to be very brutal, authoritarian, and then for 6 years, people, you cage everybody. And you set the clock, the country back or the state back for 6 years, and then what do you? So because if you for those who are single, 4 years, 2 times of maximum, like in the US, it's like after the 3rd year, people start thinking about re-election, 1 or 2 things to bring them back. But then most often than not, after when they win the time, there's this inertia. They just go to bed. So some have argued that way, and then it's like I said, it's cons. So, but the important thing is for the to be selfless. Selfless. Who cares where you're from? If you're not nepotistic, who cares where you can have somebody like one person who was president. He wasn't have that sort of entitlement. He didn't sacrifice the whole appointments. All the ministers who are the most powerful ministers, hardly had any minister was very powerful. But that change when came, and you had someone like someone like Abuja call himself super minister. He's now late, of the third memory. But even then, the other also had Yoruba ADC. He didn't have Yoruba chief. He didn't have a chief prime minister. The only I was Yoruba at the time. His most trusted aide at the time was Igbo. The other ADC was from Delta State. He was 10. From what is time, things are sliding. Every night. And then now we have everything on.
But there have been numerous calls with the 2014 Confab report to be done in terms of restructuring Nigeria, because we've seen things done a certain way in a very long time, so changing. Yes. Do you feel some of these recommendations to be considered? The country going in the direction of beneficial, regardless of where you're from, not south, it is beneficial to you.
Exactly. You see, the problem is some are very, very deep rooted. It started before the civil. If you remember, if you devolve past, because a long time of military rule, power, the military administrators might be very powerful. Listen to Lagos as in them's capital, Abuja. You understand? So even when military was, Milan's administrators were very there. I think when BB was in power, because they are impressed. It was 50,000 naira. Imagine
that was a lot at the time.
No, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a sense compared to what you have. And at the time, you have to retire that section in Lagos. Every minister don't have to retire. How to spend the money. Apparently, they were very mindful because of those who might try it. Because if you allow too much money there, they will start becoming ambitious. If you recall, the Gideon Okaku was financed by a fisherman, because he had money to buy to mobilize. So if you don't have money, you can't think of train. Don't cost money to throw government power. They made the regions very. Then it's okay to break up the regions, make them very weak. Why? Today, if you want to rate electricity, you have to apply for license. If you railway services, you have to apply for license. Roads. So if the government is in charge of and has control over everything. You see, primary school, you have UBEC. Fragmented in what happens at the primary school level. schools, you have unity schools. Federal government interested in unity school. Federal government has got polytechnics and universities. So you see, you have and you're not good. You're jack all trade man. So allow those days. I know when I was the local government areas, kind of market, take taxes, but now because federal wants to be the monster, the financial monster, so
it's overwhelming to have everything at yourself.
You see, you have Ministry of Agric, and you're doing already in Wena. How would you know what's happening there? In Abuja, if school, you make or you have a fund mentioned in a school, university or technique. This is a problem. You see, and then somebody becomes, you see, a president is having to city shut down. The governor doesn't work. Who will be tired if president comes from the state? Who will be tired if president? So these are things that the center has so that not works. So much of powers. Let the states control this and then contribute. Pay tax. Common thing. Commander chief. But see, all the president Nigeria don't add commander chief. As if all the president.
Yeah, but is this a reason why some states are not developing or getting better? Is that an excuse able to maybe collaborate or in terms of generate revenue and just literally the center? Could that be an excuse?
Yes. You see, no matter how a person is. You point in the farmer school, they said no, that they should be the same. Capitalism is even blah. Let's take control of resources. Try that for several decades, and it collapsed because you see, there's this thing in Igbo land where a goat is owned by everybody. We are starved because Itodo, you must have fed it. The Chuks have fed it. That's fed it. But you see, like if you're look at corporations, what they call transition. You see that there's more efficiency than ever for those unbundled because you see. If it's not your thing, who cares? No matter how you do, at the end of the day, you get paid not fired for anything. That's the truth. So as I was coming, they saw trucks in iron oxide code for Sarawak State. It's just like Zabara. It's like seemingly very poor. But the person very states. But the law forbids them from actually exploiting the mineral. You understand? So why would things like Zamfara be envious like River State? Perhaps the value of the gold is more than is worth 10 times the oil and gas in River State. But the economy of Zamfara looks like what? Compared to government.
Well, I mean, maybe in that term.
No,
not literally.
Literally. You understand? Because I was with a particular chief of staff one of the South States, and he jokingly said that he was more than the governor of the state. Arrogance, he talk. And so these are the things, these are the lies we prefer. Every state in Nigeria is potentially very, because it depends on what, you look at like Nigeria, I think second best country in the world, but almost 50% of uranium in Africa lies being in the public. So that's an issue. If we structure, if you not, because you see, if you structure and to control their resources, and now this is saying, I don't know if you count when bulls steal money to the of the north, then putting that one your father's money back. So government is seen as a spirit, as a distinct, it's government is seen as a white man. They see government. So if it's government money, it's not my money. For government, it's government. It's the taxes we pay. You see, you look at Nigeria. Why is the highest IGR in Nigeria? Let's start with vehicles. How many vehicles are registered in Plateau State in a year? Probably number of vehicles in a month. Or in National State. That issues. Now, how many persons convert their house, personal commercial houses in say Oka, which the whole of Wetu. People
a chunk of it.
Yeah, now and you pay 10, 20 million to convert money to the city. So by default, it's very rich because it's if you live in people in Bauchi, in Sokoto. I got to say Abuja, so people are flocking here, and it question what we call development. That's why you see, there's always traffic streets of Abuja because everybody feels that this is only safe in the north.
No, that's because a lot of them move to the city.
No, when I was younger, I lived in a small commercial environment. I had everything. You had a Lagos. We had a staff floor. We go in my nursery school, play plasticine. We had squash cricket.
You had swimming.
Yes, in the time. You understand? So you understand? My secondary school too, because government funded this. You didn't know where you are. You didn't know where you are. You live life at full crush. Life was sweet because you didn't have the power. The roads on there were drainages. We had 5 service tents. You understand? So why would I come and leave Maraba? I have to wake up every day to come to work and live in Omaya and wake up at 7 or 8.
And get some benefits.
Yes, there's the issues. Why would I pay 5 million for a deal like Abuja? When for 5 million I can buy a Harry. These are the issues. So as long as we keep power at the center, and that's why there's so much the gap between the president and the government is like Jupiter to planet Mars. It's so wide. And it should be like that. The president, we've made the government look like meh
but
boys.
If they got to show initiative in terms of what they want to achieve, we've seen someone to achieve that.
You can, but the issue is that the laws
will hold you back.
The laws are just there. Like the House governor, he lamented. They were generating power, but they couldn't feed the power. The laws, and if you want to amend the laws, you have to 2/3 of the House of Assembly. So the process is so cumbersome, and that's why. If you look at PIE, for instance, there was suspicion from the north. They did this, they will lose this. And they did this, they did this, I know, suspicion, and it shouldn't happen. I tell most states, people are losing out. Like Niger State has more land area in southeast and 2 other states in southern. But see, this every time they're crying. You understand? There's no, because you cannot harness your resources because of this option, this clause. Well, if you not amend these laws, no matter how well intentioned you are. Okay, let me give you an example. When I was just president today, there was this road wanted to build. The Minister of Works at the time, Senator Onleo, went on air and said that we didn't take permission from federal government Akunna road because at the time I wasn't the one in it. So they felt that if Ngige did that, people would clap for him and that would show up and say all this road. So forgetting that, there are houses, there are no pays, there are thieves, there are Thomas, who knows. Anyway, that road will not be used by Cameroon. Nigeria will say, no, you cannot do that. So they have the law, you cannot even touch federal government road. And that means it's a spirit on its own. It's federal government because of citizens of mother, citizens of Abuja. That was what make government. But here we now see federal government as one that must worship. Every day you have to go to the altar to beg for food to eat. That's all they have.
Let's move on to our next story, right? I'm talking about the elections and what the military is saying. Military police of actions for ballot box snatchers. The military and the IG police cartoon have declared a battle against hoodlums who aimed to snatch ballot boxes during Saturday's election in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo states. Security chiefs threatened to deal with troublemakers as the police authority said that they hid 67,000 personnel Kogi and Bayelsa states. Zodima of Imo and his counterpart in Bayelsa are seeking re-election, while Governor Ilo of Kogi State is running off second term in support his APC candidate, Itodo, whom he anointed among the aspirant win the party's ticket. Now, the security operations for the election, the officer commanding 6th Division, Nigerian Army Land Component Commander Task Force South Operation Delta Safe, Major General Jamal Abdulsalam wanting to snatch ballot boxes or cause trouble in the goal to stay clear of the coastal state of consequences. And some people are asking, what will be consequence? It makes no sense if we try to find out. But calling out Annex to know the delay or the reason for the delay of the 197 electoral offense, and INEC is yet to prosecute the assets after the 2023 general. The commission had on May 2nd said it would prosecute the 200 files handed over to it out of the 774 persons arrested for various electorals by the Nigeria Police for the 2023 polls. The commission that it was dealing with the Nigerian bosses, which offered pro bono legal services for the effective prosecution of the electorals arrested during the 2023 general election. So we haven't quite seen examples being the offenders. Now we have circle elections coming along. It gives the impression that if you do wrong, you may or may not face consequences for your actions.
No, I can say with certainty that you don't face consequences. And that's
we're warning from the military.
It's not irony that asked the people, then each court elections will go and invite the military, please come and help conduct elections. Isn't it sad irony? But we can't even conduct ourselves well. See, the problem is this. You see, we're the problem ourselves because time was, sure, I mean, you're not a child. Time was, if you had an account bank in area 1, you couldn't account in area 2. 10 years ago, you had to operate your branch without money from that branch until ATM were able to provide access. And now, even that people I know date, I have a general friend, a general, he's still writing, no, he doesn't believe in this transactions. You start. But it has moved. Now, if you to the CSC, they don't give certificates anymore, it's certificates they give. Things have moved, it's like, those they had vehicles, you had to buy tubes. Every tire had a tube. And that's tubeless. And tubeless tires have proven to be better because you can pick a nail, you can pump, and you can still treat those tires. So the world has moved on. And was when you had to go internet. In 2006, when you have to go to the bank, you pay 500, you scan the teller and sit on where you have to confirm payment, you can access the internet. That's it. So why, if we can go to today and we get alerts and somebody in America able to send us money, can't we come from the comfort of our home? Because now we have what they call NIN. Almost every point platform.
Well, not everybody.
No, almost everybody. If you are writing school start today, actually, you have the NIN. You're in. You have to have a NIN to be able to write it. That's the law. So everybody who's above 8 should be able to have a NIN. And on the basis of NIN, should be able to from the comfort office.
But how many rural those areas have access?
But you see, that has been the. But then I also pose this question: how many 90 million registered voters the last time? How many people are able to vote? That's the truth.
There were concerns about double registration. Well,
that's why I said, but are you able to go to the bank? No, what I'm making is, if you want this to work, can you go to the bank and withdraw monthly? No, immediately it reflects all the banks in Nigeria. What's from your branch? Anywhere you go, you cannot, or you've your link. It's so maybe banks should. I think these things are done so that they can manipulate this. Because you see, how does it sound? Those are crude. There was still talking about snatching. What benefit is it to somebody's ballot boxes when he transmitted? When you can get standards now, anywhere you have, I use a bank as a case study, an account. Once you're going to medium, people will have change of name because people will say, oh, this name has been registered here. We cannot use this card unless they change your name. Unless there's proof. If you're 18 now, if you're on the name platform, Nigeria is telephony penetration is about 95%. I mean, almost everywhere now, almost every part of Nigeria, internet coverage, almost every part. people like go to right areas, they are so you guys 10 years ago, you went on Facebook or yes, me life. It wasn't there. When I was there in the early 2000s to print color, we had the color was the heritage president. It's called we move material physically, we fly with the mind to Abuja to print. After printing, they put it in the plane, sent to Lagos. Then later, I had what called the Global Village software. It was telephone, it was dial-up. We dial up and send file. But now these things, if we want to do that, but because it's the moment people are able to be, the moment get a process right, brother. The moment like now you come to America.
All right, let's take some on this end. Thought you can call 0700 100 0000 and 0959748. And when you call in away from your device, name and your location, and kindly go straight point. You will have about 45 to give room to more people to get the opportunity to call in and share their thoughts as well. We've spoken about OB's Supreme Court affirming obtainable beginning of our Nigeria, as well as the police vowing tough actions for ballot snatchers and others. Welcome.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Godfrey.
Welcome. About 45 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. Love our security men. I mean, issuing this very stand, and I'm sure they're going to do one day. But where is Itodo? They not see him. The same subject. Where is Itodo? Seeing them. Until they bring them out to us, I do not believe them.
All right.
And about it, well, people should go alone. He has won, or we are won. Let God judge Nigeria.
All right. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Itodo.
Welcome, customers. Have 45 cents.
Yes, to me, it's supposed to be like a physical action where they make a come work to see us how we with our leaders. But in Nigeria, election like a noble area where you go to hear military, you go to hear all kinds of people. Taking fire and all that. It's not supposed to be like that. So the day they watch, they're supposed to watch like the annex. They're supposed to watch them. But they want to come and mess up everything. Oh, I think they should change the way we do things. We are not supposed to be fighting ourselves. So they need to go into select leaders.
All right.
Not leaders that will come and mess us up.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Good afternoon. What's your
name?
Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon to Chuks.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I've said it all. Then, as a press release of Peter, what I would say is that now going to retrospect, a lot of work to do from the statement and the contesting introduction. So there's a need of reinvigoration and the rebuilding, reinstitutionalizing, because Labour as today is not yet see that is very much ready to win election by reason of the institutional capacity. So it needs to make that party a committee actually of available and a good election. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome. Hello? We can't hear you. Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. And also, Mr. Chuks. This is Ola from the Centrarian.
You have 45 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. In my own opinion, the electoral system is just like and all of us know that two are not real. No? They just work and call and something that it's like the real, but it's not real. What might the law enforcement agents, then who do with ball snatchers, the next elections? What is this ball snatcher and the electoral empire who promises to you guys for an election and forced to stick to a promise, stick to court and defend the innocent people? Just what's the difference between the two? They let offenders. So don't let to ourselves as if things are right when they're not right. Things are real, they're not real. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Go to WhatsApp and messages before we take Abuja today at 4 o'clock. And Oludade Abiodun say that with Obi, public opinion is miles away from law. You cannot say because expressing their opinions and then the opinions act. Also about what you guys said about don't believe opposition is all about contempt but constructive criticism. If the government empowers and policy that's anti-people, opposition, and also if it's good policy, they can commend an opposition group. While the but says all the government does is make charges, please tell them the economy and security need the response. The poor is gasping for breath, then breathe, as what the patriot in. And Nigeria practices democracy without holding free and fair. What continues to exist is an elite power shape which prevents the people from choosing their own representatives. Therefore, Nigeria's democracy and at most barely safe. That is what Papa Shunamite and Bida is saying. and says the purchase of the yacht, for whatever reason, advanced by the federal government is not. Indeed, it's the height of insensibility. How about the plight of many Nigerians that are faced with challenging it on a daily basis? If indeed National Assembly has appropriated the veto of the budget mandate of the yacht for anything else, I'd advise initiate a probe against whoever or head to procure the yacht without abiding by the procedures before acquiring the. Thanks, James Ahua Ese. And Comrade Richard Mandela says, based on its evaluation of the Supreme Court's ruling, the truth croissants, the dog knows the difference between being tumbled over. Our citadel of us has been substantially compromised, being aspersions on public opinions to deluding themselves. Even though we have to progress in error, the truth cannot be contradicted. And Danki in Utako say, despite 2 terms, we still have abandoned projects, not talk of 1 term. We're going to break right now. Joy's here with us today at 4 o'clock. When we come back, take our first and get to hear more of your reactions.
This is